Hello everyone, Counterspell Hitter here, back with another EDH guide. Today we are looking at some newer content that I just found today and was able to whip up a guide for. Raffine Scheming Seer from the new set coming out, Streets of New Capernia, I think it is. So this is all about a Creatures Matters deck. I would like to read this since this is a new card. First of all, Sphinx Demon, I think it's first timer. Flying Ward 1, when you attack, target attacking creature conceives X. So conceives is apparently going to be a new mechanic we see. Where X is the number of attacking creatures. So that means you draw X cards, then discard X cards, put a plus count on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way after you discarded with conceive. So this can be a busted commander because this is in white, blue, and black, so Esper colors. So let's just get into it. But before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. Comment, and first one to comment, then leave a commander suggestion down below, and I will dedicate a future episode to it whenever I can on this channel. That said, also please comment anyways. I like feedback. I've been missing it from you guys. It's kind of been empty around here. With that said, let's get into it. With body double, since we're discarding so many cards, we can discard a lot of creatures, so that way we have a lot of options for when body double enters the battlefield. Emiss All Seeing as a win condition can draw some cards with their activated ability, and it's a flyer. But since we're drawing so many cards, this could be an easy win thanks to her triggered ability for when she deals damage to an opponent, and that doesn't have to become damage. So if you find a way to make this deal damage outside of combat, good on you. You may reveal your hand, and if cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs revealed this way, that player loses the game. So this should be an easy win for you with how many cards you draw on the attack trigger. Chasm Skulker could become a monster and just make a whole bunch of tokens when it dies, and that could just end the game right there. And then that's a lot more attackers, so you could end up buffing up one of those 1/1s with unlock and suddenly into like a 15/15 or something. Tromokratis. This is a great creature because our opponent has to make the choice of letting a bunch of damage from Tromokratis through, or they let our all our other creatures that are attacking go through for damage. So they have to pick, and this has hexproof unless it's attacking or blocking. And Deer Kraken can also make us an army thanks to conceive for our attack trigger. As long as we have mana for it. Psychosis Crawler could just end up draining our opponents out of life, since we're going to be drawing so many cards, and this could end up being a very, very big creature. Well, maybe not, because of like how many cards we're discarding. Also, Sturmgeist. Its power and toughness are also equal to the number of cards in our hand, flying, and this can draw some cards as well. Jesus Projection, just to be another creature that can really buff itself up effectively in this deck. Herald of Secret Streams. This makes all of our conceived creatures unlockable, essentially. Bastry Cat. He's in here just to give us more tokens, well, more creatures in general via token generation to attack with, mostly through his -2. But his -6 can also get us there. Teysa, Envoy of Ghost. Nice unlockable creature. Because that's protection from creatures. And it ensures that, like, if something big and annoying is bothering us and continually dealing combat damage to us, it's going to be destroyed, and we're going to get a 1/1 in return for being destroyed. So not bad. Roketria the True, great creature in this deck, Double Strike and Indestructible, very good combination. This can also create creature tokens on its own, but it can't attack or block unless you control at least three other creatures, which is going to be easy since we're in white, of course. Imperial Armor to buff up one of our creatures. Darian, King of Geldor, is interesting because suddenly this turns this game, like any game, like situation we may be in, into like a race against our opponents to deal a whole bunch of damage. Because now whenever we're done with damage, we create that many 1/1s. So you kind of see how it is. Your opponent attacks you, you are dealt so much damage, then you create that many 1/1s. Then you attack, conceive, trigger, and everything else. You get the idea. So if you're already in a race, this could really put that race into your favor. Deployed to the front, and Cemetery Protector and Ghoul Colored Giza especially are in here to create a whole bunch of tokens, especially like I said, Ghoul Colored Giza because of her sacrifice ability. I can create us a lot of zombies really quick. Empty the Pits, an amazing spell in this deck. It's first of all, it's an instant, so we can cast this during combat, although it may not matter. Delve, though. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 generic. Since we're discarding so many cards to our graveyard, we'll be able to pay a lot into Delve. And because of that, we'll be able to get a lot of 2/2s out of this. And there's another card that can actually help us get even more. Feign the Broker. To do a whole bunch of everything. Sacrifice creatures to make other creatures stronger. Remove counters from our creatures. More specifically, the plus counters. To create treasure tokens, so we suddenly returning our creatures into a mana, in a sense. If we have we're stuck or can attack for some reason or aren't able to, and then we can sacrifice our artifacts to this guy to create 2/1s with flying. Nadir, Agent of Duskendneil. So when our tokens start leaving the battlefield, he's going to get stronger and stronger. And then when he leaves the battlefield, we create a whole bunch of tokens. And that's as leaves, not when it dies. So this thing gets cyclonic drifted. We're going to be left with a lot of tokens, and we can play this again. Gets exiled. Same thing. Nomad's Assembly, create a whole bunch of tokens, especially with this because it has rebound. Twilight Drover, this is an amazing card because we can use the plus cards put onto it from the conceive attack trigger to create more creature tokens with flying that can attack. Not to mention flyers. For pretty cheap cost of 3 mana. Wand of Orcus is amazing because it gives our zombies and the creature that is equipped with Wand of Orcus Death Touch, a form of evasion, if you will. But this can end up creating us a lot of zombie tokens due to the combat damage trigger if the creature makes it to that point. And if it does, it's going to be big because then that's a whole bunch more tokens added to our army. And that could end up making the next conceive trigger even better for us than the last time by a definite amount. Annotated Procession is big. Probably recommend it in this deck because it doubles up the number of tokens we create under our control. Brave Titan. This is a great creature. I mean, enters battlefield at the end whenever it attacks. It creates us 2/2s. So that's amazing. Not to mention, actually no, wait, that one. No, I was thinking something. I was thinking that. Oh wait, they're attacking. No, never mind. But this is still a great card. because like it encourages us to attack at least with some creatures. But Monsieur, if you didn't see this coming, well, here it is now. Since we're discarding like any of them, like a whole bunch of cards, if those are creature cards, we're not gonna be getting a whole bunch of zombies. If they happen to be land cards, they're gonna be adding double black to our mana pool, but that's gonna empty out our combat at the end of our combat. However, if we have like some activated abilities we can use, like Twilight Drover, yeah, Twilight Drover, and or like an instant like what is it? Empty the pits. Sorry, I forgot. Then this can really help us out. And then if we discard a non-creature non-land card, we draw cards. But mostly this is in here to create us a whole bunch of tokens and maybe even some mana. Endless Ranks of Dead to kind of go along with all this zombie creation. Make us a whole bunch. Plague of Vermin. If we have a healthy amount of life. And this could end up benefiting us a lot because if we've gotten to the point where our opponents don't have that much life, then we can pay a whole bunch, and this could actually end up sealing out the game. If they do, oh well. Attrition. We can now use our creatures to destroy other non-black creatures from under the floorboards. This is amazing because of its madness cost of X and double black. So, and I believe it doesn't matter at what time it's cast. Well, whose turn it is, I don't think. I think madness ignores turn effects. I don't know, but right as we discard it, we discard it into exile, and then we can cast it for its madness cost or put it into our graveyard. And I think that means that we discard this on combat, we can cast it right then and there. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But this can end up gaining us a lot of life and creating us even more tokens. Credit Crypt for when we get board wiped by like in Garrick's Wake or something like that. This can really propel us back into the game shortly after our board wipe. Newsgraph Mob. This is amazing because of the Conceive attack trigger. Because of Conceive, this will be able to last much longer and therefore create us even more 2/2 zombies because of its cast trigger whenever a player casts a spell. Sorin Grim Nemesis is in here kind of as a like dethrone card, if you will. It can make people lose life, but I have it in here mostly for the -9. Because if someone's sitting at a high life total, whether that's your opponent and they need to be and if it's your opponent, then they need to be taken down, then suddenly you can find yourself with a whole bunch of vampires. If you manage to -9 again, it might be you sitting atop the throne this time. Rise of the Dead Mon for, once again, board wipe purposes, in case we get board wiped. Liliana, the Last Hope, she's in here for her -7 ultimate to create us a whole bunch of zombies. Grin, the Corpseborn. You may be asking, why is he in here? He's involved in infinite combo. I could just not resist, since we're also able to sacrifice creatures to make him even stronger. And when he attacks, we destroy something that the defending player controls and then make him even stronger. Excuse me. So the combo involves this card and Paradise Mantle, Gravecrawler, and Pitiless Plunderer, to make infinite mana because of Grin sacrificing creatures to untap, Paradise Mantle tapping, giving the creature the ability to tap for 1 mana, being 1 color, Gravecrawler being able to be cast for 1 mana, as long as we control another zombie from our graveyard, so we cast it again as it dies over and over again, and Pitiless Plunderer to create us a whole bunch of treasures each and every time Gravecrawler dies. So that's the infinite combo. Chroma's Memorial to buff up our entire board with a whole bunch of keywords, as you can see: flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, and protection from black and from red. Now, this can be a bit of a nuisance to us, that protection from black, but most of our stuff doesn't. I just realized something, that because of that our commander's attack trigger may not work with this. So maybe not have a Chroma's Memorial. I just thought of that. You could probably replace this with something like Heliod, or Veto Thorn of the Dust Grows for the better, just to give your creatures lifelink, and whenever you gain life, your opponents start losing that much life. Blightsteel Colossus. This could just close out the game out of nowhere. As you can see, Ominous Seas can make us an amazing amount of 8/8s. Linden, the Steadfast Queen, because a decent amount of our token generators create white tokens. So when those white creatures attack, we can gain life thanks to it. Impassioned Orator, to give us even more life when creatures are on the battlefield. Ajani Wise Counselor, to also give us a whole bunch of life. And also his -9 is pretty good. Ajani Call of the Pride, probably even better, because of his ultimate, creating so many 2/2, because we create a number of 2/2s equal to our life total. Loxodon Warhammer to give a creature trample and lifelink, and +3/+2 the Ozolith, so we don't lose any of our +1/+2 counters put onto our creatures. Toothy Imaginary Friend, once again buffing itself up as we draw cards. And when it leaves the battlefield, we'll draw a whole bunch of cards. Thawing Glaciers, Myriad Landscape, Blackstones of Tokir, all in here to ramp us up. And then we have Windbrisk's Heights, since we're gonna have more than 3 creatures in Hideaway, so make something free. And then Command Tower, for mana fixing, and then we have 15 islands, 15 plains, and 15 swamps. Let me know your thoughts on this commander and this commander guide that I've done on Raffine Scheming Commander. That's gonna be it. And well, actually, next episode, because I don't do Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. If you want me to, then just let me know, I guess. But that's kind of time for my family. Next episode, I'll be covering another commander from Streets of New Capernia. Very mean one. Lord Xander. But if you guys want to kind of put that on hold and get in a commander request, I will be happy to oblige, I think it is. Anyways, you just gotta be the first one to call on this video, and then you type in the name of the commander you want to see. And then I'll uphold my end of the bargain and fulfill your request by dedicating a future episode to said commander. Please like and subscribe. We're only at 24 subscribers. I'd like to keep going, guys. Hit the like button. Stay away from dislike. Give me feedback anyways. Please, I like to see what I'm doing right and wrong. Like, what did I do right with Light Pause? That got so many views within not so much time. Like 151 views within 2 months isn't that bad. I like to know. Oh, don't forget to hit the notification bell that way you don't miss any more of this content. And share this video along with other videos found on this channel with other people on the internet. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.